I was in a lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
This situation that he put me in and made me lose.
About what Floyd trying to do. Gervonta Davis talking about Floyd trying to make him leave his old trainer.
Chaos erupted at the airport when Gervonta Davis reportedly confronted Floyd Mayweather, who was surrounded by his wife and bodyguards. Mayweather appeared stunned by the sudden face-off as tension filled the area. Both sides held their ground, drawing the attention of bystanders who witnessed the heated exchange unfold without warning.
All that bullshit.
Rumors that Floyd Mayweather has been helping train Gervonta Davis's upcoming opponent, Lamont Roach, have fueled tension within the boxing community. For Davis, this fight feels deeply personal. The idea that the man who once mentored him might now stand in his opponent's corner stirs feelings of betrayal. Even though unconfirmed, these reports have added emotional weight to an already intense matchup as Davis prepares to face both Roach and the looming shadow of his former mentor. Mayweather's actions over the years have raised questions about his true intentions regarding Davis's career. Though he has publicly praised Davis and wished him success, his behavior often suggests otherwise. One of the most controversial moments came when Mayweather reportedly shared insights about Davis's fighting style with rival Frank Martin. Given Mayweather's deep knowledge of Davis's strengths and habits, providing that information to an opponent felt like a direct contradiction of his claimed support. It now appears that Floyd's mentorship may have always come with hidden strings attached.
Young fighters, he loves to embrace guys, so what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting? And has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. You know, go do it when, because 9 times out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge. You know, like, because you know you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. That's a lot of the times your opponent sleep. You know, it could be little things that'll take you to the next level. You know, that Floyd, a person like Floyd, like if he tell you that, you gonna take a lot of heed to it, and it's gonna give you a different type of motivation when you doing it. He could show you something, you know, and it could be the same thing. You know, you might not be able to do it like him, but just it coming from him, it'll give you like a different type of like feel about yourself.
The emotional toll on Davis during this time was undeniable. He had long trusted Mayweather not only as a promoter but as a mentor. Realizing that Mayweather might now be working against him left Davis feeling deeply isolated. That kind of betrayal hits differently when it comes from someone who helped build your career. Davis wasn't just hurt professionally, he felt personally wounded, forced to confront the painful reality that the man who once guided him might now seek to bring him down.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to be with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
Recently, Mayweather stirred headlines by teasing a new documentary project that he claims will reveal explosive details, including moments involving Davis. He hinted that the footage would expose behind-the-scenes secrets that have never come to light. Many see this as the final blow in their fractured relationship. Rather than pursuing a private resolution, Mayweather seems determined to take their conflict public. For Davis, it sends a clear message: Mayweather no longer views their connection as just damaged, it's over.
My documentary that's coming out, you guys gonna see 26 years of behind-the-scenes footage that you guys have never seen.
Calvin Ford, who has been with Davis since the start of his career, didn't hold back when asked about Mayweather's decision to assist Frank Martin. Ford expressed his frustration and disappointment, saying such actions reveal a person's true character. Coming from someone who has witnessed Davis's rise from humble beginnings, Ford's reaction underscores how deeply the situation with Mayweather has affected the entire team. The betrayal wasn't just Davis's burden, it echoed throughout his camp.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, tank is tank, man. But at the end of the day, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, It's a rocky road that we said was going on. Just pay attention, man. The story's going to rebuild itself. But again, that's how you burn persons out. Somebody said this is the true colors of a person that's coming out, man. They can't stand it, calm is I don't like using that word, calm. Our Lord knows. He knows.
In a move that surprised many in the boxing world, Davis chose to speak openly about his fight earnings, details that had always been tightly controlled under Mayweather Promotions. By revealing the financial reality he faced at that time, Davis sent a powerful message: he was no longer willing to hide the truth. He made it clear that under Mayweather's management, he had been placed in an unfair financial position. This disclosure marked a key turning point in his path toward full independence.
I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
This lose situation, he put me in there, made me lose what he thought.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Well, who, if you don't mind? If you don't want to, it's fine. Who?
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought 7 or 8 months. Around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000. So 6 months is crazy to not fight. So when they came back and was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. Sitting on the show. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting the boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. You feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how, so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time? After, like, I guess, again, after what we think he helped you come to the game, he gave you the spotlight. Like, why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time, I don't want to go too deep into it, because I don't want to bring it up. It was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with the daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting.
Okay.
Kept hitting me with Snapchat. So they said it to
Davis has not stayed silent about the shifts in his relationship with Mayweather. He has been candid about how Mayweather's actions behind closed doors have failed to match his public image. Davis believes his drive to surpass Mayweather's accomplishments may have stirred hidden resentment. The thought that his mentor could feel threatened by his success is painful, but Davis now sees this as a possible force behind Mayweather's decision to support his opponents.
People don't know that what Floyd do. A lot of people don't know what Floyd. Everything that Floyd said right there, the chrome heart bed, the Maybach, the Lloyd shit, that was all in my post.
You posted that. You posted that. Oh wow.
Chrome bag.
Right.
Lloyd shit. Maybach.
Oh.
He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like.
He was going at me. He was going at me. And I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd. Floyd don't never, he felt as though I'm at that point where I'm past him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's the part of
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn.
Critics have long argued that Gervonta Davis's opponents were carefully chosen, potentially shielding him from the most dangerous matchups. Many believe Mayweather played a role in shaping this narrative, strategically managing Davis's fights to protect his undefeated record. While Davis's talent is undeniable, it's clear that facing elite competition is what will ultimately define his legacy. The concern remains that his potential may have been limited by this calculated matchmaking.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is one of the most overrated fighters in the sport of boxing right now, not because of his skills, but because of his resume. The resume does matter. In my opinion, he's a victim of what I call Terrence Crawford syndrome, where you have a really bad promoter who only wants you to fight in promotion fighters who you know that they can 100% beat. If Tank Davis wants to be great, he's going to have to fight one of the other champions in the two divisions that he fights in, 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I'm going to list off all the champions in those divisions and tell you if I think he can beat them or not. So first we got the only other full champion in 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson. If they fought, I think Tank has a good chance of maybe knocking him out in the later rounds. But if I had to bet my house on it, I would say Shakur Stevenson would beat him in a close decision, and it would end up probably being a boring fight. But I think Shakur has the skills to beat Tank Davis over a long 12-round fight. Now we have Subriel Matias, who's a scary Terminator-like fighter who gives up the early rounds to come on later and drown you in the later rounds. But he's very stiff and he doesn't have very good footwork at all. I think Tank Davis would probably, box his face off for most of the 12 rounds. There might be some trouble in the later rounds. But if Tank can stay out of trouble, I think this is one of the few champions that he would beat, but I don't think he would fight him. Now we have Pitbull Cruz, who Tank already beat by a close decision, and Tank beat him with a broken hand.
Mayweather positioned himself early on as both mentor and promoter, offering Davis not just guidance but also visibility and promotional strength. His experience in the ring helped elevate Davis's image rapidly, and for years their bond seemed unbreakable, with Mayweather proudly taking credit for Davis's rise. But as Davis matured, he began striving to define his own identity beyond Mayweather's influence.
Do you will come back to boxing?
Oh no. I'm not coming back to the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing was good to me. I was able to make a lot of smart investments on the outside, and I just want to help. Like I said, the fighters that's up and coming. Like I was talking about, like Gervonta "Tank" Davis. I don't understand why he's not in the top 10 pound for pound. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Benavidez. The list goes on. There's so many tough fighters out there. So many great young champions out there that I'm proud of.
Even during their best moments, Davis sometimes felt overshadowed by Mayweather's dominance. Floyd often took the spotlight, leaving Davis eager for more autonomy to choose his own fights and manage his career independently. Leonard Ellerby, speaking for Mayweather Promotions, confirmed that Davis was never contractually bound, reinforcing that Davis's quest for independence was both possible and necessary. It was time for Davis to stop being the protege and step into his role as a leader.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC out here?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay. Gotcha.
He's not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out. Yeah. And that's fine. But as I always say, contracts don't define relationships.
The tension between Davis and Mayweather has become increasingly visible. While Davis avoids direct attacks, his words and tone make it clear that he no longer sees Mayweather the way he once did. What began as subtle distancing has turned into a clear divide, marked by mistrust, public jabs, and two men charting separate futures without the bond that once united them.
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation. So he just threw me out there.
Why do you think
He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. You don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Last question,
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he, cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Despite the conflict, Davis continues to show respect for Mayweather's accomplishments. He has never dismissed Floyd's greatness and has often said he has no desire to challenge him in the ring. That humility reflects the foundation of their relationship. Even now, Davis honors Mayweather's legacy but no longer wants to live in its shadow. Their shared history is complicated, but it's not without admiration.
How would you fight Floyd in his prime? Like if you were to fight Floyd, like in
Don't
his prime,
fight him.
if you guys were both in the
Don't fight him. I wouldn't fight him. I mean, Floyd was good. He was top tier. I mean, me, I feel as though I could compete with any top fighter. I'm not saying me going at Floyd, but I'm saying like I feel as though my skills, and not to take nothing from Floyd, but I feel like my skills can compete with anybody that ever laced up a boxing glove.
You're crazy to watch.
Davis has started to speak more openly about how things were managed behind the scenes. He described how certain decisions felt orchestrated, and how at times he felt used for promotional gain. While he acknowledges the opportunities Mayweather provided, Davis is now focused on carving out his own legacy, ready to move beyond Floyd's influence while still appreciating what was built.
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. You know what I mean? So I don't follow him, but like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So there's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be something.
Mayweather often reminds the public of his role in shaping Davis's career. While some of those claims are true, they've also fueled tension. Davis seeks recognition not just as a product of Mayweather's mentorship, but as a fighter who earned his success through hard work and talent. Floyd's ongoing narrative has, at times, left Davis feeling like a supporting character in his own story.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter." Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
With the drama behind him, Davis now turns his focus to the biggest fight ahead. His upcoming bout at Barclays Center against Lamont Roach isn't just about titles, it's about pride, legacy, and proving he can stand on his own. Critics may continue to doubt him, just as they once doubted the greats before him. But Davis is ready to silence them, not with words, but with his power, skill, and victory in the ring.
Davis is prospering, and he's got a big fight coming up 3 weeks from now in the Barclays Center in New York, in Brooklyn, New York. against Lamont Roach, the 130-pound WBA champion, fighting for the 135-pound WBA championship. Now, Gervonta Davis put out a tweet and said, "This is greatness. Don't let anybody fool you or convince you otherwise." And I agree 100%. And I know that there are people that are going to come to this comment section and say, who did he fight? What did he do? Who did he fight? What did he do? If you pay attention to boxing long enough and you watch boxing long enough, you better believe you're going to hear that same question being said about every fighter in Gervonta Davis' situation.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more.